Mommy, don't leave. I don't want to stay with him. I can't not go, daughter. You know what happened? Your grandmother had a stroke. I have to bring her to us because now she won't be able to live alone. Logan doesn't love me. I'm afraid of him. Oh, come on, sweetheart. How can you say he doesn't love you? He's your brother. He always bullies me. Now, Lillian, why are you being so capricious? Why are you speaking ill of your brother? I've never seen or heard of him hurting you in any way. Well, that's it. It's time for me to go. It's a long journey, and the weather is bad. Mommy, take me with you. The daughter cried. Lillian, what are you saying, really? There's no reason to cry. I'll be back the day after tomorrow. I've prepared food for you, and you'll manage everything else. Mommy, please, take me. Enough, Lillian, said the mother sternly. You're almost grown up, and you're crying because Mommy is leaving for 2 days. Such nonsense. It's time for me, daughter. I wonder where Logan disappeared to. He knew I was leaving. And I can't reach him on the phone. The mother kissed her daughter on the forehead and left the apartment. Lillian sat on the windowsill, pressed her forehead against the cold glass, and watched from the height of the 4th floor as snowflakes whirled over the city. The mother left the building, cleared the snow from the car, and soon her old Volvo drove away from home. Lillian was waiting for her mother to at least wave to her, but she was in a hurry and didn't look up. The girl was upset, got off the windowsill, lay on her bed, and hugged her big teddy bear. Lillian's mother, Lucy, came from a small village in the neighboring region. Lucy came to this city to attend college. Here she met her Lillian's father, Cooper, and married him in her 3rd year. A year later, their son Logan was born. The family happiness lasted for 3 years, and then Cooper started drinking. The harmful habit worsened with each passing year. Logan was 5 years old when his father passed away. Lucy and Logan continued to live in the apartment that her husband had left them. Lucy didn't think about new relationships. She had endured a lot of sorrow in her marriage to Cooper. Everything changed when Lucy met Matthew. Matthew was handsome, talkative, always smiling, and joking. Lucy didn't notice how she fell in love with this handsome joker. However, Lucy wasn't the only one in love with him. Matthew drove many girls crazy. Matthew never promised Lucy anything, or anyone else for that matter. He would appear and disappear for indefinite periods, only to reappear later. I'm not your husband to answer to you. Matthew abruptly cut her off whenever Lucy tried to find out where he had been. Lucy understood perfectly well that a family with Matthew would never work out. He wasn't made for a family. How many times she wanted to tell him not to show up anymore. But as soon as she saw him at the door, she forgot about everything else in the world. She was drawn to him like a magnet, and she couldn't find the strength to part with him. Time passed, but the behavior didn't change. He was completely indifferent to Logan. He didn't notice him, as if the boy didn't exist at all. Despite everything, Lucy still had a faint hope that one day Matthew would come and say, "I won't leave anymore, marry me." That evening, Lucy waited for her beloved with special impatience. She had important news for him. "Darling, we're going to have a baby," she said, seating him at the table. Matthew remained silent and calmly ate his dinner. Lucy also remained silent, waiting for what he would say. She could expect any reaction, but not this. "No, that wasn't the agreement," said Matthew, pushing his empty plate aside. "Pour me some coffee." "Yes, of course, I'll pour it now," Lucy busied herself. "You probably thought I was joking about the baby?" She smiled nervously. "No, It's not a joke. I don't care, Matthew shrugged indifferently. I don't need a child, and beyond that, it's up to you. Matthew showed up 2 weeks later. Serve the table, he said from the doorway. I'm hungry as a wolf. Yes, right away, Matthew. Lucy hurriedly fetched whatever was left in the refrigerator. Lucy lived from paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes, when there were a few days left until payday, she had to borrow money from colleagues. And that's how it was now, 3 days until payday, and the money left in her wallet would barely be enough for a loaf of bread and a bottle of milk. Matthew ate hastily and with great appetite. Okay, he said. I'll drop by tomorrow. I don't have time today. Aren't you going to say anything to me? About what? I don't understand how you can be so irresponsible. I don't believe that you really don't care about your future child. You're talking about that? We've already talked about it. I have nothing more to add. Matthew, think about it. Don't you want to start a family? A real one like everyone else, not just coming to see me once a week, but living together, raising children. You're almost 30. It's time to settle down. I know better than anyone what I need to do. And if families know, I don't want that. You're not 15, don't act like a fool. You should have long realized that I won't make a perfect family man. Matthew, don't leave. Don't abandon us. Lucy wanted to hug him, but Matthew pushed her away. All right, I've said it, I'll come tomorrow, and Matthew left. Mom, are we going to eat? Logan came out of the room as soon as Matthew closed the door. Lucy covered her face with her hands and quietly cried. There was nothing to feed the child with. Matthew had eaten the last of it. Just hold on a little longer, son, I need to go to the store. Lucy returned only an hour and a half later. She had to run around to neighbors and acquaintances to borrow money. 2.5 more months passed. Matthew appeared periodically. Lucy firmly decided to keep the child. She never stopped hoping that everything would change soon. That evening, Matthew arrived later than usual, casting a critical glance at Lucy. Her belly was already clearly visible. You've become completely unattractive. Just a month ago, you were a beauty. Matthew, I'll reheat dinner now, Lucy faltered, not knowing what to say. No, don't bother. I've lost my appetite. Matthew turned around and headed for the door. Matthew, wait. When should I expect you again? Probably never. Matthew, don't say such things. It's not a good joke. It's not a joke, Lucy, you made this choice yourself. All evening, Lucy cried and tore up the only photograph where she was captured with Matthew. When the tears finally subsided, Lucy started to piece the photograph back together. Matthew never showed up again, stubbornly ignoring calls. And Lucy gave birth on time to a daughter, whom she named Lillian. If only Daddy could see how much you look like him. Lucy whispered, looking at the newborn daughter. By the age of 11, Lillian had never seen her father, and her relationship with her brother, who was 9 years older than her, didn't develop. That's why she didn't want to stay alone with him at home. Logan was always smooth towards Lillian when their mother was around, never making any attacks towards her. But as soon as their mother crossed the threshold, Logan became completely different. Lillian spent the whole day alone, but it only pleased her. She awaited Logan's appearance with apprehension. Her brother arrived closer to the evening, and not alone, but with a whole group. Well. He clapped his hands, noticing Lillian, who was lying on the bed, covered with a blanket over her head. I thought you were smarter and would leave with Mom. I wanted to, but Mom didn't take me, the girl frowned. Too bad you didn't try harder. Well, blame yourself. Logan leaned over Lillian and breathed his alcohol-laden breath on her. EW. She grimaced. Look at you, such a fuss. Never mind, the day after tomorrow Mom will bring in the half-dead granny and settle her in your room. Then you'll see. Why in my room? The girl sniffled. Well, not in mine, silly. And Mom's room is so small that only one bed fits there. So, the old lady will live with you. The party's just getting started. Logan yelled, and to Lillian's relief, he left her room. Loud music was playing in the apartment. Neighbors occasionally banged on the radiators. Lillian got up from the bed and walked barefoot to the window. In the light of the lantern, it was visible that snowflakes were swirling down heavily. She loved watching falling snowflakes. Suddenly, the door burst open, and Logan and some girl barged into her room, paying no attention to Lillian standing by the window. You have your own room. The girl dared to say. What? The guy sneered angrily. Yeah, who are you even? This is my father's apartment. Got it? Mine. All the rooms here are mine. And you're nobody here. I'll tell Mom how you behaved while she was gone. Logan, just do something already. Pouted the girl. You're in charge here, so kick your cheeky little sister out. That's exactly what I'll do. Logan approached Lillian, grabbed her by the collar, dragged her to the front door, swung it open, and threw Lillian out onto the landing. The girl shivered, finding herself barefoot on the icy concrete floor. It was so cold in the hallway that Lillian was ready, overcoming her fear, to knock on the door and ask Logan to let her back in. At that moment, the door opened, and boots, warm trousers, and a jacket flew out of it. You have no business being in my apartment. You'll spend the night in the hallway, you bum. Logan said angrily, and behind him, the loud laughter of girls and boys could be heard. Lillian quickly put on her clothes and sat down next to the radiator. Apparently, she would have to spend this night in the hallway. And most likely the next one too. Logan wouldn't let her in until Mom came back. She could only hope that she would arrive soon. Lillian dozed off. Hey, what are you doing sitting here? She heard above her ear. My brother kicked me out. Where are your parents? Mom went away for a few days, and Dad, I've never seen him. The girl sighed heavily. And are you our new neighbor? Not exactly new. I've lived in this building since childhood, then I left. I haven't been around here for a long time. Well, shall we get acquainted? I'm Uncle Nicholas. The 45-year-old man extended his hand to the girl with light hair. And I'm Lillian. Which apartment are you from? Come on, I'll talk to your brother. No need, Uncle Nicholas, he's drunk. I'm afraid of him. I'd rather stay here for the night. All right, which apartment are you from? The 12th. So, you're Lucy's daughter? The man was taken aback. Yes. Do you know my mom? Nicholas didn't answer the question. Come with me, you'll spend the night at my place, he said and climbed a few steps. Lillian hesitated to follow the man. Let's go, don't be afraid of me, I won't leave you here. Just don't be scared, nobody has lived in my apartment for a long time. I think it's all run down inside now. But it's better than spending the night in the hallway. Lillian followed Nicholas up one floor, and they stopped by the 14th apartment. I remember, Grandma Clara used to live here, said Lillian. She was kind, sometimes she treated me to pies. Yes, my mother was a kind person, Nicholas said with a hint of sadness. Nicholas unlocked the door with a key, which creaked open, and turned on the light in the hallway. Lillian gasped. Cobwebs hung everywhere, dust lay thickly, wallpapers peeled off in some places, and there was a musty smell. "We need to clean up," Lillian said quietly, hesitating at the threshold. "It's midnight. We'll have to postpone cleaning until morning. Right now, the main thing is to find 2 clean sets of bedding. Honestly, I'm tired from the road. I want to rest. Which room will you sleep in? You choose. Wherever you allow me, that's where I'll lie. I think you'll be more comfortable on the bed than on the couch. So, I'll give you the bed." Lillian fell asleep quickly. When she woke up, she didn't immediately understand where she was. She got up, looked around, and realized that Uncle Nicholas wasn't home. A few minutes later, Nicholas came back with 2 bags of groceries. "Good morning." He smiled. "You woke up early. I hope to run to the store and make breakfast." "Good morning. Uncle Nicholas, can you cook?" "I can whip up something. My mom recently taught me how to cook noodles. We cooked together, and it turned out delicious. My mommy cooks very tasty." Nicholas stopped smiling and fell into thought. "Huh? No, Lillian, you imagined it. So, you know how to cook noodles? Great. Will you make it for lunch?" "I'll try. I remember how my mom and I made it. And for breakfast, we'll have semolina porridge. That's my least favorite food." "All right, then an omelet." "I can cook omelets too," Lillian said cheerfully and went to make the omelet. After breakfast, Lillian briskly declared that the apartment urgently needed cleaning. "Yes, I'll go beat the rugs in the fresh snow. There's been a lot of snow overnight." "Uncle Nicholas, can I come with you?" "Of course. Any work is more fun when done together." Lillian never thought that beating rugs could be so much fun. She thoroughly enjoyed herself in the fresh air. Returning to Uncle Nicholas's apartment, they cleaned together and then cooked noodles. Lillian enjoyed how she spent her time. She missed her mother's attention. Lucy loved her daughter very much, but working 2 jobs, she couldn't always spend as much time with Lillian as she would have liked. After lunch, which turned out to be a great success, Lillian sighed. "I need to go back home," she said. "Let's go. I'll talk to your brother." "No, Uncle Nicholas, please don't. I'm afraid it will only make things worse for me. Logan treats me well only when Mom's at home. If you want, stay until tomorrow. The holidays are ending. I have to go to school tomorrow. I need to prepare, study my lessons." "Are you a good student?" "Yes, mostly 4s and 5s. Uncle Nicholas, do you not have a family of your own?" Nicholas thought sadly for a few seconds. "No, Lillian, I don't have a family," he sighed. "You're such a good person. If your brother bullies you again, take everything you need for school and come to me." "Okay," said Lillian, tears welling up in her eyes from the hurt caused by her brother. Lillian left. She knocked on the door for a long time, but no one answered. She didn't have keys. The girl decided to return to Nicholas's apartment, but tried the doorknob first. Surprisingly, the door opened. Logan wasn't home, and the apartment was in complete disarray. He must have had a good time with his friends and forgot to lock the door when leaving. Lillian had to clean up again, and then she sat down to do her homework. Logan came home around 8 in the evening, drunk and angry. "Do you know where Mom keeps the money?" he asked, furiously. Lillian shrugged fearfully. "Surely, you know, little rat. You're always whispering with her." "I really don't know." "Fine, I'll find it myself." Logan started rummaging through the closets and bedside tables. Finding nothing, he became enraged and started shaking all the books. A photograph fell out of one book. It was torn into several pieces and taped back together. Logan looked at it. "Oh, I remember this guy. He used to visit Mom. Come, take a look, Squirt, this must be your daddy." Lillian approached timidly. "Here, take a look." He roughly handed her the photo. "Yeah, definitely, your daddy. You look like him." Lillian took the photo and ran to her room. There, she began examining the image of the man in the photo and convinced herself that she did indeed resemble him. On the back of the photo was an address, with a different city indicated. At that moment, enraged Logan burst into the room. "You know where Mom keeps the money, you little rat!" He yelled and lunged at his sister. Lillian jumped off the bed, grabbed the keys from the shelf in the hallway, and ran out of the apartment. She went up one floor and knocked on Nicholas's door. "Is your brother bullying you again?" Nicholas opened the door. "Come on, I'll talk to him." "Uncle Nicholas, look, Logan found a photo of my dad," Lillian said. "I want to go to him, there's an address written on it." "Lillian, you need to wait for your mom and talk to her about this. I've asked my mom many times about Dad, she doesn't want to talk about him. She said he left." "Look, there's a different city written on it." "Lillian, you can't go there alone." "Uncle Nicholas, could you take me to him?" "No, Lillian, that won't do. You need to get permission from your mom first. If she agrees, then I'll go with you. Just wait a little longer. Your mom is coming back tomorrow, isn't she?" "Yes, tomorrow. I've been eagerly anticipating my mother's arrival." Nicholas was also waiting. He very much wanted to see Lucy, who had broken his heart over 20 years ago. Lucy became Nicholas's neighbor when she married Cooper, Logan's father, and moved into her husband's apartment. So many years had passed, yet Nicholas still remembered his first encounter with Lucy as if it were yesterday. He met her near the bus stop. Lucy was going to her mother's village and returning with 2 heavy bags, one filled with cucumbers, the other with potatoes. "May I help you?" Nicholas skillfully picked up both bags from her hands. "Thank you, I'm very grateful to you. I can't imagine how I would have carried all this." On the way, they managed to exchange a few words. "Can I invite you to a cafe tomorrow?" Nicholas asked hopefully, not taking his eyes off Lucy. "I'm afraid you're a bit late," she smiled. "I got married just a week ago. And here we are." Nicholas looked around and realized they were standing near his entrance. On the way, he hadn't even noticed where they were going. He was only looking at his new acquaintance. "So, we're neighbors now," he said. "Really?" Lucy was surprised. "I suppose you're Cooper's wife?" "Yes." "He's lucky." Since then, Lucy had firmly settled in Nicholas's heart. He tried not to think about her, but wherever he went, whatever he did, he couldn't distract himself, as if he had fallen ill with her. Nicholas was a decent man and didn't try to take his neighbor's wife away. He didn't show any signs of attention to Lucy. It hurt him constantly to see her and not have the opportunity to confess his feelings. "I see you're really suffering, son. It hurts to look at you." His mother shook her head. "Mom, I want to leave, far away. It's hard for me here. Maybe it's for the best. Go, son, go." And Nicholas left for the north. Nicholas wrote to his mother, telling her about his life in the new place. He didn't ask about Lucy in his letters. He didn't know that she had a son. When Lucy's husband died, by that time Nicholas and his mother already had cell phones. They called each other several times a month. You know, Cooper passed away a couple of months ago, his mother suddenly said. Passed away? So, Lucy is alone now? Not entirely alone, son. She has Logan, he's 5 already. You didn't even know about this, didn't ask me anything about Lucy. And I didn't tell you. That's great. I love children. Son, you still haven't forgotten about her? Oh, dear, it's high time you got married. I'm ready for marriage, Mom. I'll try to fly over in a week. Why, dear? Mom, don't you want to see your son? I haven't been home for 6 years. Yes, you're not flying to me, son, but to this Lucy. Oh, silly old me. Why did I even mention Cooper to you? Nicholas only flew in after 3 weeks, work wouldn't let him go. After visiting home, hugging his mother, and showering her with gifts, he rushed to the flower shop. He couldn't wait to see Lucy. I need the most beautiful bouquet for the most beautiful woman in the world, he said in the shop. Here, take a look at this one, the saleswoman said. A magnificent bouquet, 15 roses here. I'll take it, Nicholas said without hesitation. The high price didn't bother him. Lucy was surprised to see Nicholas at the doorstep with a bouquet of flowers. Oh, is this for me? I'm so glad to see you. Nicholas looked at her and realized that his feelings had resurfaced. Lucy was a little embarrassed by Nicholas's gaze. Come in, Nicholas. Let's have some tea. At that moment, Logan rushed out of the room. Mom, who's this uncle? He's our neighbor. Lucy, I won't beat around the bush, Nicholas gathered courage. I understand it's only been a short time since Cooper passed away, but know that these words I've been dreaming of telling you for 6 whole years. Oh, the kettle's boiling. Lucy jumped up. Lucy, I'm willing to wait. I love children very much and I'm ready to be a father figure to Logan. He's a wonderful boy. He's very much like you. Nicholas, I'm sorry, I'm not ready to discuss this right now. Yes, I understand, I'll wait. Nicholas started visiting Lucy with flowers and gifts for Logan, but he wasn't pushy. He waited. Logan gravitated towards Nicholas, and Lucy realized she wasn't ready for a new relationship. Moreover, over time, she came to understand that she only saw Nicholas as a friend. Nicholas courted Lucy for 2 whole years despite her honest confession that she only felt friendly towards him. Nicholas, I'm sorry, she said. You're a wonderful person, kind and decent. You will surely find your own family happiness, and for me, you're a reliable friend and brother. I'm sorry, I don't want to deceive you. And then Matthew appeared in Lucy's life, and she fell head over heels in love with him. Nicholas, I'm sorry it turned out this way. You mean a lot to me, really, Lucy said then. Yes, yes. I wish you happiness. Nicholas, I'm sure you'll find your own happiness too. On the same day, Nicholas packed his things and returned to the north, while Lucy's life began to be filled with the constant comings and goings of Matthew. Nicholas worked a lot. Worked home, that was his whole life. For years later, he met a woman at work. He didn't love her, but he really wanted a family and children. So, after a year of getting to know her, he decided to propose to her. That evening, Nicholas was returning home from work, with 3 weeks left until the wedding. Nearby, he heard a woman scream. Nicholas immediately rushed towards the sound. Running past one house, he saw a woman lying on the asphalt, being beaten by a man. In his teenage years, Nicholas had practiced boxing. Running up, he delivered a blow to the abuser's jaw with all his might. The man fell like a log and showed no signs of life. Caleb, get up. The woman shook him. What have you done, you bastard? She wailed. You killed my beloved. Nicholas called an ambulance, but it was too late. Caleb died, hitting his head on the curb. It turned out they were a family of local alcoholics, and fights between them happened regularly. Despite Chloe constantly being beaten, she loved her Caleb very much. Nicholas ended up under a travel ban. The wedding fell apart. The bride, after what happened, changed her mind about tying her fate to Nicholas. To avenge Caleb's death, Chloe claimed that they were walking down the street with Caleb when Nicholas approached them, didn't like that they were drunk, and attacked her. She claimed that the bruises on her face were caused by Nicholas. Caleb allegedly tried to defend her, but got hit and never got up again. No witnesses were found. Perhaps there were, they just didn't want to testify. Nicholas got 8 years. He couldn't even bury his mother, who had died 3 years ago. When he was released, Nicholas returned to his hometown and first visited his mother's grave. He ordered a nice monument and fence. Meanwhile, Lucy dealt with matters in the village, called the gas workers to disconnect the gas, brought boards from the district center to board up the windows, gathered the most necessary things for her mother. Lucy's mother, who had suffered a stroke, was bedridden, and she needed to be taken away. Early the next morning, Lucy was preparing to go home with her mother. She couldn't even imagine what was happening at her home. Lillian, I don't think you should stay overnight with your brother, Nicholas said. Let's go. You'll take all the things you need and spend the night at my place. Lillian opened the door with her own key, but her brother wasn't home anymore. Things were scattered everywhere, and Logan couldn't find any money. The girl took her school backpack, put the necessary textbooks and notebooks inside, and went to Uncle Nicholas's. While preparing her lessons, Lillian couldn't solve one math problem, and to her surprise, Nicholas easily helped her with it. The next day, right in the middle of the physical education class, which was the last one, the deputy headmistress entered the gym and asked Lillian to step outside. Lillian, go home, she said. But the lesson isn't over yet. Go, Lillian, go. Lillian quickly got dressed, grabbed her backpack, and ran home. She understood that something had happened. The door to the apartment was open. There were some unfamiliar people walking around. Lillian saw Logan. Who are these people? What happened? Mom had an accident. She was hit on the road, ran over by a truck, her brother replied. No. You're lying. Lillian shouted. It can't be. And she ran out of the apartment. She knocked on Nicholas's door, but he wasn't home. He had left early in the morning to look for work. Logan hadn't lied to Lillian. Their mother had indeed died along with their grandmother. Nicholas, upon learning of Lucy's death, couldn't come to terms with it for a long time, and then took full responsibility for organizing the funeral. What now? Cried Lillian after the funeral. What now? Smirked Logan. You'll go to an orphanage. No, please, no. What did you expect, for me to become your guardian? I don't need you. I couldn't wait to get rid of you as it is. Nicholas tried to talk to Logan, begged him not to abandon his sister. Nicholas would have gladly taken Lillian and himself, but who would allow him to become her legal guardian with his past? Logan, please, as soon as I get a job, I'll give you money for Lillian. She'll be fully taken care of by me. Just don't send her to an orphanage. No, it won't do. Smirked Logan. She's not needed here. Although, you can rent a room for Lillian from me. Then let her stay. $15,000 a month. I don't have that kind of money yet. Wait a little, I'll definitely come up with something, pleaded Nicholas. Here, when you have the money, then we'll talk. But for now, Lillian is going to the orphanage. Uncle Nicholas, I know my father's address. Please, take me to him. Maybe he'll take me in? I don't want to go to an orphanage. Lillian cried bitterly. Yes, your daddy is surely waiting for you with open arms. Logan mocked. Logan, you can't do this, Nicholas said sternly. She's your sister. What's gotten into you? Your mother was a wonderful, kind person. Of course, I can. Logan continued to smirk. Just like my dear daddy. Don't cry, Lillian, Nicholas gently stroked the girl's head. I'll take you to your father. Really, Uncle Nicholas? Thank you. Lillian hugged him, and tears welled up in Nicholas's eyes. Ah, Lucy, Lucy. He thought bitterly. If only you hadn't rejected me back then, Lillian could have been my daughter. I would have cared for both of you, our lives would have been different, we would have been happy. I would have sacrificed anything for your happiness. It was noisy in the compartment, a snowy forest flashed by outside the window. Lillian leaned her forehead against the cold glass and watched the beautiful landscapes with a pounding heart. How will my father greet me? Will he be happy? What if he doesn't even know I exist? What if he no longer lives at this address? Lillian had many troubling questions. Lillian, maybe you should sleep? Nicholas asked quietly. No, Uncle Nicholas, I don't want to. When they got off at the platform, Lillian was overwhelmed with such a crushing sadness that she burst into tears. There, Lillian, don't cry, Nicholas tried to comfort her. What if my father rejects me? She said through tears. We'll find out soon. They took a trolleybus to reach the specified address. Finally, they found themselves in front of the door. Well, ring the bell, Nicholas said, seeing Lillian's hesitation. With trembling hands, the girl pressed the doorbell. A woman around 35 years old opened the door. Who are you looking for? She asked, not very friendly. We'd like to see Matthew, Nicholas replied. He's at work. What do you need him for? We'd like to speak with Matthew himself. When will he be back? Oh, about 2 hours from now, the woman shrugged and closed the door. Are you hungry? Nicholas asked Lillian. Shall we go somewhere to eat? 2.5 hours later, they rang the doorbell of Matthew's apartment again. This time, the owner himself opened the door. Who are you looking for? He asked, displeased. Matthew? Where can we talk? Said Nicholas. Well, we can talk here. I'm afraid this won't be a brief conversation. Speak here, I won't let you into the apartment. At that moment, Lillian couldn't take her eyes off her father. She bore a striking resemblance to him. Do you remember Lucy? Nicholas asked. Lucy? Which one is that? I had about 3 of them. Nicholas mentioned the town they came from. Ah, vaguely remember. So what about it? It's been a long time. She was a pretty girl. You're my father, Lillian said softly. Well, you were born, after all, muttered Matthew. And what do you want from me? Lucy recently passed away, said Nicholas. That's sad. At that moment, the woman from before appeared in the doorway, the one Nicholas and Lillian had seen earlier. And who is this? She yelled. Another daughter of yours? 2 months ago, some woman came, brought your son. Do you have a family in every town? You dog. How do I even live with you? Let's go, Lillian, Nicholas said softly. Uncle Nicholas, why couldn't you be my father? The girl sobbed and rushed to hug him. Well, everything ended well. Matthew clapped his hands. I'm happy for you, daughter. You found yourself a father. The door slammed shut. Lillian, do you really want me to be your father? Nicholas asked, standing with her on the staircase. Yes, Uncle Nicholas. You're so good. I'll think of something. I'll definitely think of something. The next morning, Nicholas and Lillian returned to their hometown. Nicholas went to the cemetery. At Lucy's grave, he promised that he wouldn't abandon her daughter, no matter the cost. Lillian ended up in an orphanage, and Nicholas visited her often. He searched for work tirelessly, but no one wanted to hire him because of his criminal record. While working in the North, Nicholas earned good money, but all of it went to lawyers, and he didn't have much savings left. Soon, one of his friends from the North called him and offered him a job. Are they really going to hire me with my past? Absolutely. If you're ready, come over, I'll arrange everything. I'll call you back in a couple of hours, Nicholas replied. He thought. On one hand, there was a good job and good money. And here, nothing, no one wants him. On the other hand, he would have to leave Lillian behind. He would only be able to visit her once every 6 months. I agree, Nicholas called his friend back. The next day, Nicholas came to Lillian before leaving. Lillian, you understand, he said, I need to leave. I'll call you, okay? Uncle Nicholas, the girl sobbed. I have no one left but you. Logan doesn't even remember me. I can't promise you, Lillian, but I'll do everything possible to take you with me. I'll be waiting eagerly, please try, please. Nicholas's work was hard, but he didn't complain. After spending 3 months in the North, Nicholas met a divorced woman who had an 8-year-old son, Evan. There was something about her that reminded him of Lucy. The same big and always pensive eyes, and her name was Lucy. Their relationship developed quickly. Nicholas told Lucy about Lillian. I won't leave her, he said confidently. What a man you are, Nicholas. Why didn't I meet you earlier? Of course, we'll do everything to take Lillian. Let Evan have an older sister. Soon Nicholas and Lucy got married. They decided not to have a wedding celebration. Nicholas called Lillian, talked to her on the phone, and Lucy. But adopting Lillian turned out not to be so simple, but Nicholas did everything possible. A year passed. Evan was pushing a stroller with his little brother along a quiet alley in the park. Where did Lillian run off to? Nicholas worried. I don't see her either. I'll call her now. Lucy took out her phone. Mama, Papa, Evan. Happy Lillian ran up. Let's go quickly. They've turned on the colorful fountain on the central alley.